Good morning, dear. So today we are going to discuss about our GDA and its comparative study with logistic regression. So in my earlier lecture, we have discussed the story of generative versus discriminative model, and by this time you know that Gaussian discriminant analysis based model is a generative model where we actually create the model by computing this, okay, and then we after creating the model we predict using Bayesian formula, right? Given a feature, what is the class it belongs, okay. Here we try to model that all the features which is supporting a particular class, say it could be apple, mango, okay, all kind of thing. And here in GDA, the basic assumption is, which is a very strong assumption, that the features are continuous random variables and they follow normal distribution or Gaussian distribution. And class probability actually are discrete. Here we are considering only binary class, but GDA can also be used for in a form of submax matrix, submax function. It can also be used for predicting belongingness in a multi-class problem. But here in GDA, in this particular GDA model, we are assuming that Y is a class prior probability follows Bernoulli distribution, okay. And this class is very important that to know, very easy of course, that how this class prior can be determined. Again, taking the example of a fruit market, for example, you have gone for purchasing some fruits, and if it is season belongs to, say, for mango, you will see lots of mango in the fruits. So the prior probability of getting mango compared to other fruits will increase. That means number of mangoes divided by total number of fruits will be the class prior of mango. Similarly, class prior of apple will be the prior probability, means from previous data. If you see that yesterday, day before yesterday, there were so many numbers of apple and so many total number of fruits. So apples percentage occupancy, then mangoes percentage occupancy, and if you convert it in terms of probability, then it will be prior probability attached with a particular class, okay. And also we have seen that this is our model, right, that given Y, that is the model we are generating, given a particular class, how the probability density functions of the features will be normal distribution having parameter mu0 and covariance sigma. Similarly, given class equal to 1, what is the probability density function of this x, okay, a feature will be a normal distribution characterized by mu1 and sigma. And standard notation we are using, Bernoulli distribution is characterized, parameterized by, say, phi. And we have also demonstrated in lecture number 22 that how to get these, okay. I have given indication that how to get this. These parameters are obtained, okay, from maximum likelihood estimate, okay. And you can see this is called indicator function, okay. That it means, simply it means mu0, it means that the whenever a particular sample belongs to a class Y equal to 0, then only here there will be 1 and rest it will be 0, okay. So in indicator function, this means that whenever a sample belongs to a class 0, then only here 1 and multiplied by xi divided by this is number of samples, total number of samples which belongs to class 0. That means total number of samples class belongs to class 0 will be 1 or others will be 0. So this is mu 0, and then this is similarly mu 1, and this is we have also assumed that both the class shared common covariance matrix, which is also in terms of sample. So if you have training sample, this is learning process. Here the learning process is extremely simple, okay, and just you need to do some kind of multiplication and addition and division, and you are getting. So there is no gradient descent algorithm or anything like that. Here also you see this is parameter phi 1 by m, indicator function yi equals to 1, means if a sample belongs to a class 1, then only this will be 1 divided by total number of sample. So these were obtained, all the parameters were obtained. This is we will call training from the samples with very simple calculation. So that's why gradient descent algorithm is extremely computationally friendly, okay. And if you have training samples, immediately you can calculate all the parameters. Not only that, more training sample you add, you can adaptively compute, recompute all the parameters, okay. That makes your model more efficient, and once you got that, and then of course you for prediction you compute, okay. So in which class, given a feature, which class it belongs, it will be computed by your argmax function, which we have discussed the other day, and the value of argmax function maximum, it belongs to that class. So this is a recap of gradient descent. This is Gaussian discriminant analysis based model. Whereas in logistic regression, you are directly calculating the probability of a feature belonging to a class by this logistic function, okay. So now let us try to understand comparative, let us try to make a comparative analysis between these two models. Both the models are classification model, okay, they are classifier, okay, but GDA needs strong assumption that GDA only, these computations will only be valid, as you know, because we have used the probability density function of normal distribution to calculate this and this, okay, and this, and we have assumed probability density function of Bernoulli distribution, and we have calculated this. So the strong assumption is that the feature is normally distributed, and if that assumption is valid, then GDA will always almost work much better than logistic regression, okay. It's much simpler. Here for learning you need to run gradient descent algorithm. Here in case of GDA you don't need to run that, so computationally it is extremely efficient. However, as you know, logistic regression is more robust in the sense that here we make weak assumptions. We do not make strong assumption like the features need to be normally distributed, okay. So what will happen, say for example, if the features are distributed following some other distribution like Poisson distribution, okay, then of course GDA will fail miserably, okay, but still logistic regression will give you a good result. So it is, in that sense, it is more robust, okay. And another advantage of GDA is that if you have more sample, it's fine. Even if you have less number of samples and they are following the assumption, that means the samples are following normal distribution, then also GDA will work much better than any other classification algorithm like logistic regression and all. But nevertheless, GDA is a very good, fast and very quick, but little rough classifier compared to logistic regression. and let us try to see their mechanism of working. As you know that if you have classes, for example, two classes I have. Okay. I have two classes. X2, okay, and say these are my classes. The way logistic regression will work, it will start from somewhere, it can start from here, okay, and then you are running gradient descent algorithm. That means you are moving back and forth, and till it is converging here, right? Okay, so this is the decision boundary. Okay, so this is created by discriminating between the two classes, and you are settling down your decision boundary to the maximum entropy space. That is how logistic regression is working. On the other hand, okay, let us try to see that how the gradient, the Gaussian discriminant analysis works. So this is again, I have given the example of two classes, say apple and this mango. So you know the prior probability, assuming that you know the prior probability, class probability. Okay, that means total apple divided by total number of fruits available, or number of mangoes divided by total number of fruits. It will be class prior for those classes of apple, classes of mango. You can get it. Now this is how the comparative analysis we have done. Say you have a class, okay, this is say your apple class, maybe, okay, okay, and this is your say mango class, okay, and then this, so we are assuming that features, okay, of apple follow Gaussian distribution. Say this is the Gaussian distribution, okay, and these are the apple's Gaussian distribution, some feature, maybe texture, okay, and this is because to show you in 2D we can assume only one feature, okay, and say this is the texture of mango. Mango belongs to class 1 and this belongs to class 0. Okay, and we are assuming, since fair trial, okay, this a prior probability, if it is not precisely known, you can assume that equal probability of getting apple and mango in a fruit from a fruit market. So 0.5, say we can assume that. So this is the Gaussian distribution. Okay, so GDA needs this, that all the features will follow Gaussian distribution. Okay, and now the contour plot of the Gaussian distribution is given over here. This is the contour plot. Okay. Say class 0 class contour plot. Okay, and this is class 1 contour plot. So GDA actually is the common line between these two. You see, this one class 1 and this is class 0, right? So through this GDA will pass the decision boundary, okay, and it will be clarified here also more. And logistic regression, as I told, that to and fro it will just run gradient descent algorithm, and it will also settle some decision boundary here, and they are little bit different, okay, because completely in a different way they are creating decision boundary, okay. And here you see the similarity between these two. Now say this is two class, okay, this is my apple class and this is my mango class. Now what is the probability if a mango is here? What is the probability that it belongs to apple class? Definitely very small. So anything here, if we think that any point here, if we think that it will belong to class y equal to 0 or apple, then the probability will be extremely low. But the more and more we just move towards the actual class of mango, then probability will go up. As you can see, this is the point, okay, this is the threshold point, we call it, okay, where 50-50 chance that the fruit could belong to apple or the fruit could belong to mango group. And then thereafter, you see, if you come to this point of the feature, then you see this feature matching with mango's feature, and then probability goes up and up and up. So this is my feature, and this is what we have plotted, that is the probability that given a particular feature, it will belong to a class mango. Okay, so this is what the probability will look like. So isn't it that it is similar to what a logistic regression function gives? Yes, it is. Actually, that's why there are similar lines, of course, we are getting. Okay, and similar, there will be no wide difference between them, because Gaussian, that is Gaussian discriminant analysis model, when the assumptions are valid, actually they are giving decision boundary similar to logistic regression function. Okay. However, as I told, logistic regression model is more robust in the sense it makes weaker assumption that even if the features do not follow the normal distribution, even then the logistic regression will work, but this decision boundary will be given wrongly for GDA, okay, Gaussian discriminant analysis based model. So there is a similarity between these two models. Okay, and as you can see, the choice is yours. Okay, but since from here you could see the GDA is extremely computation friendly, and you can train it very easily compared to logistic regression. The first choice would be to try GDA if by plotting the training samples you are confident that they are following normal distribution. Then that is the answer. Okay, GDA is the answer. Otherwise, you go for logistic regression. Okay. So these are the pros and cons of both the models which we have discussed. And next we would like to see. So we would like to see that whether there are more generative models which can also be tried, because in machine learning the best approach would be to hone your skill is to try the simple but elegant things. Okay, and the simple things will give you some idea whether how the things are working. Okay, so if you see you have a training sample, and if you see that because training is very easy, you first make the model using GDA and see during testing whether it gives good result. If it is giving good results, then go for it, and then if not, then only you switch over to logistic regression. Okay, and that's actually in this era when data, you can argue that data are abundant, why we are interested to talk about data of small sample data and all. Even then, you see, there are many cases where data may not be that large. For example, medical data of an individual. Okay, so those are maybe 50 samples, 60 samples, 100 samples. Okay, those kind of samples are there, and from there you could make a model which will be useful for medical diagnosis purpose. For those cases, of course, It is your skill which matters more. Data, for example, you have millions of data, and then you can train a deep learning model and predict from there. That does not give you a good skill and analysis power. Rather than when you have limitations, then how you function, that adds your that speaks about your skill. So we are trying to expose you with all the simple but elegant models so that you can grow that skill. Okay, and we'll continue our discussion. In the next class we'll just introduce you with another generative model, okay, known as naive Bayes classifier or naive Bayes algorithm, okay, and that essentially make a different kind of assumption. Here we are assuming that given a class, the features are random continuous variables. There, these features are given a class. These features are discrete in nature. Okay, and they have lots of applications, and we will try to understand that model using a using an example which is very common. That means how to develop a spam classifier or spam filter using naive Bayes algorithm. So the flow you need to understand. We are talking about first discriminative model, then generative model, okay, and then comparative study we are also making, so that we will be able to utilize our skill as and when it requires. So with this, I say goodbye to you and stay safe. Have a nice day. Bye bye.